Are you noticing your legs becoming weaker, heavier, or more painful? Do you struggle with standing for extended periods, walking long distances, or climbing stairs? If this sounds familiar, pay close attention. What I'm about to reveal might surprise you and could explain exactly why these changes are happening. This issue stems from consuming certain dangerous foods, two vitamins surprisingly considered essential for health, and a combination of factors that drain strength from your legs. Ironically, vitamins that everyone claims benefit you may actually be weakening your muscles, straining your joints, and making your legs unstable, uncomfortable, and vulnerable. The most frightening part is that these threats exist in your daily routine. Every drink and every bite could be feeding the weakness you're experiencing. It gets worse. These two vitamins you might be taking right now will shock you when you realize you're actually accelerating muscle loss and compromising your legs. You probably buy them at the drugstore with good intentions, believing you're protecting yourself, caring for your body, and strengthening your bones. This article will expose the truth behind these supplements and food. You'll understand what's really causing the fatigue, swelling, stiffness, and recurring pain. Most importantly, you'll learn what to avoid and what to change moving forward to regain your strength, vitality, and independence. If you want to maintain strong legs for years to come and age gracefully, stay with me until the end. 15 foods that weaken your legs after 60. 1. Sweets and sugary desserts. Sweet treats and sugary desserts have long been associated with comfort and pleasure. However, after 60, this habit can become a silent enemy to your leg health. Excessive refined sugar consumption triggers inflammatory responses throughout the body, particularly in muscles and joints. Chronic inflammation makes legs more sensitive, painful, and susceptible to deterioration. Moreover, sugar directly correlates with increased insulin resistance, which depletes muscle energy. When muscles lack adequate energy, they weaken and become less efficient. Excess sugar also contributes to weight gain, placing additional stress on your legs. Every extra pound requires more effort from your lower body muscles and joints. This additional weight increases wear and tear, pain, and feelings of weakness in your lower extremities, especially concerning for older adults who naturally lose muscle mass with age. Sugar also increases toxin production in the body, further aggravating inflammatory responses. The more inflammation present, the harder it becomes to keep your legs functional and strong. Did you know that sugar directly affects blood circulation? When consumed excessively, it increases the risk of vascular problems, restricting blood flow to the lower limbs. Poor circulation means leg muscles receive less oxygen and nutrients, hindering tissue repair and slowing muscle recovery. Beyond metabolic consequences, the pleasure of a dessert might be too costly for your health. Sweets lack essential nutrients for muscle health, such as proteins and magnesium. In other words, you're consuming empty calories that weaken rather than strengthen your body. In advanced age, this type of nutritional imbalance contributes to muscle mass loss, one of mobility's greatest enemies. The culprit could be as simple as a slice of pie or piece of cake. If you suspect your legs are getting weaker, what seems like an innocent treat might be undermining your independence and strength. Most commercially produced sweets also contain chemical additives, like artificial colors and preservatives, that worsen inflammation. These substances disrupt the body's natural balance and directly impact the muscular system. When combined with sugar, they create a particularly harmful health combination. Making the switch to natural alternatives like fruit with cinnamon or homemade desserts with reduced sugar is already a significant step. You can certainly still enjoy desserts, just make smarter choices that respect your body. Both your legs and your taste buds will thank you. Fried foods. Fried foods are difficult to resist, but their harm to the body after 60 cannot be ignored. Rich in trans and saturated fats, these foods increase inflammatory markers throughout the body. This inflammation directly affects muscles and joints, making legs stiffer, more painful, and prone to injury. The fats in fried foods also impair blood circulation, making muscle oxygenation more difficult. Poor circulation robs the body of its ability to heal and grow stronger. Fried foods also contribute to blood vessel blockage, which further restricts the flow of essential nutrients to leg muscles. Over time, this process weakens the body's support system and accelerates joint deterioration. Key offenders include foods like donuts, chicken nuggets, and French fries. When consumed regularly, these products truly overwhelm the skeletal and circulatory systems. The taste doesn't justify the health damage. Have you ever noticed that after a meal high in fried foods, your legs felt more painful and heavier? This is your body responding to the excess harmful fats. The lengthy digestion of these foods consumes considerable energy, leaving less available for muscles. This dietary choice may directly manifest as leg fatigue. Furthermore, regular consumption of fried foods has been linked to weight gain, which compounds the stress on lower extremities. This creates a difficult cycle to break. Fried foods also have low nutritional density. They provide few vitamins, minerals, and proteins that actually strengthen muscles. A diet dominated by these foods creates an imbalance that promotes muscle mass loss. Less muscle means legs lose stability and strength, affecting your ability to bear weight, climb stairs, or walk safely. Avoiding fried foods is one of several simple steps that can help preserve your mobility and independence. Replacing fried foods with healthier cooking methods helps protect your legs. 3. White bread. While white bread is a common breakfast and snack item made from refined flour, its impact on the body, particularly after 60, is far from harmless. It undergoes processing that removes most fiber and essential nutrients, making it a rapidly absorbed carbohydrate that spikes blood glucose levels. These spikes directly impact muscle health, especially in the legs, causing fatigue and weakness. Regular consumption leads to metabolic imbalance. White bread, being low in fiber and high on the glycemic index, also promotes insulin resistance. The lack of fiber impairs glucose entry into muscle cells, affecting the energy and strength needed for daily activity. The less energy muscles receive, the harder it becomes to maintain leg strength. This can evolve into muscle mass loss, which is already common with aging. In this context, white bread stops being a neutral food and becomes a source of problems. White bread's effects extend beyond glucose issues. Being a food low in proteins and minerals, it provides no real support for muscle recovery. Older adults need more protein to prevent sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass. Consuming white bread daily while neglecting protein sources is a mistake that depletes the body meal by meal. This can result in weak, tired, unstable legs. Beyond failing to nourish, white bread promotes weight gain, especially when combined with butter, cheese, or spreads. Excess weight burdens legs that are already naturally more fragile in later years. This leads to pain, inflammation, and increased injury risk. white bread restricts rather than supports mobility. Each bite may seem harmless, but the accumulation of poor eating habits causes the most damage. Fortunately, there are many more nutritious and beneficial alternatives. Whole grain breads, naturally fermented or made with grains like oats, flaxseed and rye, provide beneficial fiber and nutrients. They indirectly strengthen muscles, support digestion, and help stabilize blood sugar. Combined with proteins and healthy fats like eggs or avocado, they create balanced meals. You don't need to give up bread, just choose better options. Alcoholic beverages. Consuming alcoholic beverages becomes even more dangerous with age, especially when considering muscle and joint health in the legs. After 60, the body becomes less efficient at metabolizing alcohol, amplifying its harmful effect. Among the key consequences is difficulty absorbing essential minerals including calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D. Without these components, muscles weaken and bones become brittle, increasing the likelihood of fractures and falls. Alcohol also directly interferes with muscle repair. This means that after any physical activity, the body takes longer to restore tissues, leading to prolonged pain, fatigue, and increased injury risk. Alcohol also causes dehydration, which reduces muscle flexibility and promotes painful leg cramps. Additionally, alcohol impairs liver function, which is connected to producing compounds essential for tissue health. The relationship between alcohol consumption and weight gain is also significant. Alcoholic beverages are calorie-dense and promote abdominal fat accumulation, even in moderate amounts. This extra weight strains the legs and demands more from joints, impairing mobility. Adding this to the natural decline in muscle mass with aging can have devastating effects on mobility and quality of life. Have you noticed that your body feels more tired and achy after a night of drinking? This reflects the stress alcohol places on muscles and joints. Regular consumption increases the body's inflammatory levels, which worsens pain and reduces motivation for physical activity. Over time, this habit significantly undermines the body's ability to stay active and healthy. Processed meats. Processed meats are part of many people's routines due to their convenience, but they hide serious leg health risk, particularly in old age. Foods like bacon, ham, and sausages are high in sodium and chemical preservatives, promoting chronic inflammation throughout the body. This type of inflammation affects joints and causes ongoing pain in leg muscles, ankles, and knees. These foods may be directly related to the stiffness people experience upon waking. Another drawback of processed meats is their high saturated fat content. This fat reduces blood flow to muscles, raises bad cholesterol levels, and compromises circulation. Poor circulation deprives leg muscles of nutrition and oxygen, impairing their maintenance and regeneration. The result is gradual weakening of the lower extremities, and eventually, this decline in strength restricts basic daily activities. Furthermore, these foods contribute to toxin accumulation in the body, stressing the liver and kidney. These organs are crucial for filtering chemicals that, when accumulated, contribute to muscle fatigue. Preservatives in processed meats have also been shown to affect glucose metabolism, reducing available muscle energy. Again, the effect is felt directly in the legs as persistent feelings of fatigue and heaviness. While older adults often choose these items for convenience, dietary attention becomes critical at this life stage, when sacrificing quality of life for convenience can be costly. Choosing healthy proteins like eggs, chicken, fish, and lean cuts of beef is a crucial first step in maintaining muscle strength and health. Simple substitutions make all the difference. Replace bacon with avocado or olive oil, sausage with cooked eggs, and ham with shredded chicken breast. The body begins to adapt with these changes. Legs become lighter and more energetic. It's a reasonable trade-off between taste and freedom, between pleasure and longevity. Instant noodles. Instant noodles might seem like the perfect solution for those seeking convenience, but their impact on the body, particularly after 60, is concerning. Composed mainly of refined flour and chemical additives, they provide little nutritional value. This quick meal results in a calorie-rich dish low in fiber, proteins and micronutrients, essential components for maintaining muscle mass over time. This type of diet directly contributes to leg deterioration and mobility issues. One of instant noodles' main drawbacks is their extremely high sodium content. A single serving can provide more than half the daily recommended intake of this mineral. Excess sodium promotes fluid retention, making legs swollen and painful. Additionally, it increases blood pressure, hindering adequate blood flow to muscles. Poor circulation also leaves muscle tissue undernourished, weak and slower to recover from activity. The chemical additives in accompanying flavor packets are another concern. Preservatives, artificial colors and monosodium glutamate are often linked to chronic inflammatory processes. Even when mild, these inflammations impair joint function and accelerate muscle deterioration. Eventually, this results in pain, stiffness, and mobility restrictions becoming more frequent in daily life for those who consume these foods. The metabolic impact is equally important. Lack of fiber increases the noodle's glycemic index, spiking blood sugar levels. Glycemic instability affects insulin function, preventing muscles from efficiently using energy. When muscles lack effective energy utilization, they become weak and tire quickly. Poor nutrition can turn a simple walk to the store into an exhausting ordeal. Industrial cakes. While industrially made cakes smell like childhood and taste like joy, they hide ingredients that seriously harm leg health, particularly in mature years. Packed with processed sugar, hydrogenated fats and synthetic preservatives, they disrupt metabolism and inflame the body. These products are particularly harmful because sugar disrupts insulin function and promotes body fat accumulation. This not only causes weight gain, but also creates a metabolic environment unfavorable for maintaining muscle strength. The presence of trans fats, used to enhance taste and shelf life, is another critical aspect of these cakes. These fats lower good cholesterol and raise bad cholesterol, compromising blood flow. Poor circulation deprives leg muscles of required nutrients, causing them to deteriorate. Long-term, this can lead to lean mass loss, joint stiffness, and potential mobility problems. Regular consumption of industrially made cakes is also linked to persistent inflammation, one of the primary causes of muscle weakness and joint pain. Ingredients like emulsifiers, stabilizers, and artificial dyes affect the immune system and trigger inflammatory responses, mainly impacting leg joints. The results are more pain, less mobility, and a cycle of sedentary behavior that drives muscle loss. Though delicious, these cakes lack nutritional density, meaning they're high in calories, while lacking essential nutrients like proteins, calcium, and magnesium that are vital for muscle and bone health. Regularly eating these foods is like trying to fuel your body with contaminated gasoline. In this case, your muscles are the engine, and they don't respond properly. Instead, they show failures, fatigue, and sluggishness. Often the convenience of ready-made foods drives us to thoughtless decisions. Making homemade cakes using whole flours,
fruits, and natural oils, can be just as practical as buying a ready-made product. However, the difference lies in the impact this choice will have on your body in the medium and long term. Your muscles will appreciate additional strength, stability, and vigor as you re-educate your palate. Ultra-processed cheeses. Though they appear convenient and tasty, ultra-processed cheeses, like spreads, processed slices, and melted cheeses, hide serious risks for people wanting to maintain leg strength after. High in sodium and saturated fat, these foods affect the muscular and vascular systems doubly. Sodium promotes fluid retention and increases blood pressure, while saturated fat compromises blood vessel flexibility, impairing circulation. As a result, legs become more swollen, uncomfortable, and heavy. Furthermore, ultra-processed cheeses often contain preservatives and phosphates, among other additives, that alter the body's mineral balance. This incorrect absorption directly affects calcium and magnesium, two minerals vital for muscle contraction and bone health. The body shows signs of muscle fatigue, joint pain, and even nighttime cramps. Being large and heavily used, leg muscles are the first to show warning signs. Another significant factor is that these cheeses lack high-quality proteins. Unlike artisanal cheeses, which better preserve their nutritional profile, ultra-processed ones undergo industrial processes that reduce their nutritional density. This means that while you're consuming calories, the body isn't receiving the amino acids needed to maintain muscle mass. Muscle loss is among the key causes of functional decline and dependency as one ages. Have you ever noticed that after a meal high in processed foods, your body feels heavier and less energetic? This is real and results from the demineralizing and inflammatory action of these products over time. The lack of essential nutrients leads to bone weakness and decline in muscle performance. Short walks require more effort than they should, and steps that seem easy become obstacles. Everything can be connected to the type of cheese on your tongue. A good way to maintain health is replacing these products with fresher, less processed cheeses, like ricotta, cottage cheese, or fresh mozzarella. Industrial ice creams. Though industrial ice creams are among the most popular treats on hot days or as desserts, they pose significant threats to leg health after. These products are highly caloric and inflammatory, containing saturated fats with substantial levels of refined sugar. This type of diet causes blood sugar spikes, followed by rapid drops that compromise muscle energy stability. This instability makes legs weak, heavy, and more susceptible to fatigue. Ice creams, particularly poor quality ones, contain saturated fats that harm the cardiovascular system. Oxygenated blood struggles to reach the body's extremities, including the legs. The result is feelings of numbness, tingling, and even persistent cramps. Long term, this circulation deficit causes muscle weakening, mobility loss, and increased fall risk. All this while we think we're simply treating ourselves. Furthermore, industrial ice creams contain artificial colors, emulsifiers, and thickeners that aggravate bodily inflammation. This silent inflammation is one of the primary causes of joint and muscle tissue damage. Continued consumption of these products promotes digestive and hormonal disturbances that directly influence the absorption of vital nutrients for muscle development. Without proper nutrition, the body cannot remain stable and strong over time. Another important factor is that these foods provide no genuine nutritional value. Rich in empty calories, they neither build muscles, repair tissues, nor nourish joints. This means that even while consuming something pleasant, feelings of fatigue persist, and may even intensify. The impact on legs is clear: less strength, more daily pain, and less tolerance for physical activity. Every bite robs the body of opportunities to strengthen itself. 10. Milk chocolate. Whether as dessert or midday treat, milk chocolates are part of many people's routine. However, their regular consumption can have more serious effects than initially apparent, particularly on the legs of people high in sugar and saturated fat. These chocolates promote inflammatory processes, directly affecting joints and muscle. High glucose combined with poor quality fats creates metabolic overload, promoting muscle strength decline. Low cocoa content in milk chocolate is another issue. True cocoa contains antioxidants and beneficial compounds, but milk chocolate is mostly sugar, milk powder, and additives. This means you're consuming calories without receiving cocoa's protective benefits. The result is inflammatory burden without nutritional compensation. Many commercial milk chocolates also contain artificial additives like colors, preservatives, and flavor enhancer. These chemicals can trigger inflammatory responses and affect the nervous system. Those more sensitive to these substances may experience muscle aches, headaches, tingling, and overall fatigue. When these effects manifest in legs, they produce feelings of heaviness, stiffness, and sometimes slight tremors. The problem worsens with age as the body becomes increasingly susceptible to excitotoxic substances that damage neurons. Furthermore, these additives cause persistent bodily inflammation affecting joints, muscles, and blood vessels. This inflammation compromises muscle function and circulation in extremities. Poorly oxygenated legs significantly increase the likelihood of muscle weakness, cramping, and mobility loss. 11. Foods with monosodium glutamate. Monosodium glutamate, MSG, is widely used as a flavor enhancer in processed foods, restaurant meals, and packaged products. While generally considered safe in small amounts, excessive consumption can have concerning effects, particularly for people those more sensitive to this substance may experience muscle aches, headaches, tingling, and overall fatigue. When these effects appear in legs, they produce feelings of heaviness, stiffness, and sometimes slight tremor. The problem intensifies with age as the body becomes more susceptible to excitotoxic substances that damage neurons. Furthermore, monosodium glutamate causes persistent bodily inflammation affecting joints, muscles, and blood vessels. This inflammation compromises muscle function and circulation in extremities. Poorly oxygenated legs significantly increase the likelihood of muscle weakness, cramping, and mobility loss. Many MSG-containing foods are also high in sodium, which worsens fluid retention and leg swelling. This additive also affects energy metabolism, altering muscle glucose consumption. This reduces muscle efficiency in converting energy to strength, compromising legs even in basic activities, like climbing stairs or walking short distance. Long-term, this diet can lead to muscle mass loss and dependence on others for daily activities. Many people are unaware of their regular MSG intake. Product labels hide it under various names, including flavor enhancer, yeast extract, hydrolyzed protein, and other technical terms that obscure its true impact. The goal is choosing natural flavors, like fresh herbs, garlic, onion, lemon, and olive oil, over ultra-processed foods and artificial seasonings. The two worst vitamins for your legs. Excess vitamin A. Vitamin A is essential for numerous bodily functions, including vision, immunity, and skin health. However, Too much vitamin A, particularly from supplements, can be harmful and lead to various negative effects, including on leg muscle. After 60, the body struggles more to metabolize and eliminate excess vitamin A, increasing the likelihood of accumulation in the liver and joints. Muscle pain, particularly in legs and back, is among the most common symptoms of hypervitaminosis, excess vitamin A, which inflames muscle tissue. This pain might be mistaken for joint or spinal problems. Beyond pain, clear indicators that nutritional balance has been disrupted include muscle weakness, difficulty climbing stairs, walking or rising from prolonged sitting. Excess vitamin A also interferes with absorption of other vital minerals, including magnesium and calcium. Without these minerals, muscles cannot contract and relax properly, promoting development of fatigue, spasms, and leg cramp. Additionally, vitamin A accumulation in the liver can impair energy production, compromising muscle function. The result is gradual decline in mobility and strength. Another adverse effect of excess vitamin A is bone demineralization, especially in legs and hips. This compromises bones heavily used in daily life and increases fracture risk in those with osteopenia or osteoporosis. The impact is far more harmful than beneficial. Vitamin A supplements should only be used under
Y hago un
medical
vídeo y
supervision
si que nos
and
queda bien
always
después,
in
pues
controlled amount.
lo
Self-medication is
incluimos.
one of the primary drivers of these hidden problems. Vitamin A naturally occurs in foods like liver, egg yolks, whole milk, carrots, and pumpkin. A balanced diet eliminates the need for supplement. Excess consumption, particularly from fortified products or potent supplements, creates risk. Therefore, total intake must be carefully monitored, considering all sources including multivitamins. 2. Excess vitamin D. Vitamin D is often associated with bone health and proper immune system function. While vitamin D supplementation is especially recommended for the elderly, few people realize that too much can have serious negative effects, even on legs. Hypervitaminosis D, usually from excessive supplementation, results from vitamin D accumulation in the body. Muscle pain is one of the key symptoms of this imbalance, accompanied by weakness and loss of motor coordination. Unlike other vitamins the body quickly eliminates, vitamin D is fat-soluble and stores in fatty tissue. Excess vitamin D can lead to elevated blood calcium levels, known as hypercalcemia. This results in leg stiffness, muscle burning, cramps, joint pain, and related symptoms. Hypercalcemia directly impacts muscles and nerves, compromising electrical impulses that direct body movement. Vitamin D can also lead to unnecessary calcification of soft tissues, including muscles and tendons. This means areas like knees, calves, and thighs might become stiffer, less flexible, and painful under exertion. What should be a protective substance becomes one of wear and restriction. Elderly adults taking high doses of vitamin D without medical supervision have higher risk of experiencing these problems. Another troubling issue is that large vitamin D doses can damage kidneys, which are responsible for mineral balance in blood. Poor filtration and substance retention show kidney effects, worsening leg swelling, muscle pain, and feelings of weakness. This creates a feedback loop. More vitamin D leads to more calcium, less kidney function, and more muscle problems. It's crucial to emphasize that vitamin D supplementation should always be tailored based on laboratory tests and medical advice. Many people believe high doses benefit the body, and consume large amounts independent. Excess can be just as dangerous as deficiency, and regarding legs, the result can be loss of movement and independence. Conclusion: the foods and vitamin excesses discussed here represent hidden threats to leg strength and mobility. While these items might seem harmless or even beneficial, their cumulative effects can significantly impact your quality of life and independence. The key to maintaining strong, healthy legs lies in making informed choices about nutrition and supplementation. Replace processed foods with whole, natural alternatives. Choose fresh proteins over processed meats, whole grains over refined flour products, and natural sweeteners over refined sugars. When it comes to vitamins, more isn't always better. Follow medical guidance for appropriate dosing. Remember, your legs carry you through life. The choices you make today about what you eat and which supplements you take will determine whether you maintain your mobility and independence for years to come. Take control of your nutrition, and your legs will thank you with continued strength and vitality. If you want to continue receiving the best health information, remember that small dietary changes can make enormous differences in how you feel and function. Your journey to stronger legs starts with the very next meal you choose to eat.